Welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing? Today I am going to be talking about the Model Y. Obviously you guys can see that on the thumbnail. It's very interesting to me because, well, I'm sure you've seen quite a few videos on this, and with Tesla releasing the Model Y, I was not overwhelmed. I don't know, I somehow got what I expected. I'm sure you've heard everybody else say this. The Model Y looks pretty much like the Model 3, but it's a little bit bigger. Well, that's it. That's the whole story, I guess. Well, not really. See, the Model Y does give something to Tesla that they needed in some ways. The Model 3, they needed this because it's available to the masses. Compared to the Model S or the Model X, it's a much more expensive car to afford, and so forth and so on. The Model 3, I truly believe, is a great city car and a great overall car. If you, let's say, you don't have any kids, you just want to take the car, go out, have fun, honestly, the Model 3 is a great little car. Now, in all fairness, I am not, and I've said this in a few videos, I am not a big fan at all with the single screen. I didn't like it from the first day I saw it, and I still don't. With that said, though, there is some really good things that come out of it. When I did my Model 3 review, one of the biggest things I really truly enjoyed in that car was the fact that you could really see everything. It felt open, it felt nice, it felt comfortable, and honestly, it was a lot of fun to drive. But it's not for me, and I'm gonna say this right off the bat. The truth of the matter is, when it's all said and done, the vehicle you choose has to be because you love it. It doesn't matter what me or any other YouTuber or any other person says. Go out there, try it out. If you have a friend, heck, go to a supercharger and just talk to people if you don't already know how to get your hand on a car. And you'll find out a great deal of information about these cars. In fact, the way I actually was able to drive and review the Model 3 was through somebody that I met over at a supercharger. It's a great place to talk to people. So now let's talk about the Model Y. The Model Y essentially is the Model 3, just bigger. That's really what it is. People make a big deal out of it, and the key reason for this is because, well, it's a crossover, or I call it a crossover, and that's really what it is, at least in my mind. When it comes to space, when it comes to families, when it comes to kids, look, the Model Y is a wonderful option, and I think that's something that everybody should take away from all this. The price, the starting price, they claim is going to be around $39,000 US. I am not sure about that. I mean, hopefully it's not going to be another one of these Model 3 $35,000 price tag scenarios, but like always with Tesla, they're going to go and sell the more expensive versions first, and then they're going to go and give you the affordable versions. All this means is that, the Model Y is not going to be available for quite a while on the $39,000 US price tag, but it will be available hopefully by next fall, in 2020. We'll see about this. You have to remember, Elon time and Tesla time is very different from our time, and I can fully understand this. I know exactly why that's happening. To me, it makes perfect sense. What doesn't make sense is the people around it. I think there's, unveiling this future car, and I'm calling it as a future car. It's obviously not just a concept. It is something that does drive. It is out there. In some ways it is a concept, but we all know that Tesla can make this kind of stuff happen, especially with 75% of the Model Y essentially being a Model 3. They already have a great deal of parts. The benefit here, I think, to Tesla that most people have not talked about is the fact that I get the feeling they'll be able to run this any which way they want. So if they're going to put it on the same production line as the Model 3, I think it's going to work out really good for them, because they basically just take in the orders, see what they need, and they can run a Model 3 production or a Model Y production, or simultaneously both, depending on what they need to make. I just think it's a genius move to have the same parts. As far as a business goes, this makes perfect sense, because now you can mass order a great deal of parts that you normally would have mass ordered just for the Model Y, just for the Model 3, my apologies. Now you have it for the Model Y as well. I don't expect, you know, the production hell to happen, at least not with the Model Y. I think they already have enough parts and they have the capability to build these cars much easier than they did in a previous scenario, especially with the Model 3. Don't forget that the Model 3 essentially was another almost ground, you know, from the ground build up, whereas now the Model Y is not really a you know, a start out. They already have 75% of the parts. I'm not saying it's easy. What I'm saying is it's gonna be easier than, you know, going from the Model S or the Model X to the Model 3. I think there's a huge potential here. The market, oh, that's bumpy. The market really loves crossover vehicles. I am sorry, by the way, about the sun. Actually, I'm not, because frankly, it's been snow and bad weather here, so I'm happy with the sun. I'm actually wearing shorts today. Awesome. I think when it's all said and done, with the crossover vehicles, it's a huge market, and, you know, love it or hate it, obviously majority of the people love it. The crossover market is huge because it's flexible. It gives people kind of the ability to do a little bit more than they would with a sedan, but they don't necessarily need a truck and so forth and so on. While we're talking about the Model Y, I would like to point out that a lot of people thought that the truck will be unveiled. I honestly thought that there might be a Model S refresh. That's a video coming up. I'm actually going to make that video right after I finish making this one. And I honestly believe that with Tesla bringing out the Model Y and the Model Y being a crossover vehicle and the demand for the crossovers being as high as it is, I will have zero problems recommending the Model Y to anyone. You know, will I do anything with it? No, I don't have any interest in the Model Y for one reason and one reason only, and that's because of that single screen. As much as I try and love it, as much as I try and enjoy it, I simply cannot really get my... It's a personal choice, it's a personal preference, you know. Everybody, look, you do you, whatever makes you happy. I think ultimately I love having a dual screen, how we have it in the S and X. I'm a huge fan of it, and I really cannot bring myself to as much as I try and love it, I just can't do the single screen thing. It's I don't know what it is, I don't know why, I just don't like it. But again, that's a personal choice, and a lot of people who do like it, good on you. Honestly, I'm so happy you guys like it, because that single screen, I see why it's there. I see the awesome ventilation system. I see all these things that really make the Model 3 what it is, and the future Model Y. I just, again, it's a personal choice. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you leaning towards the Model Y? Are you leaning towards, which car would you be leaning to? If you were going out to buy a vehicle today and money was no object, which vehicle would you go for? And I want to stress this, if money was not the issue here, which model would you go for, and you know, what type? I know majority of you guys gonna say the performance version. It makes sense if money is not an object, but really even that is not that great. You kind of anyway, I didn't buy the performance version because it just doesn't make sense to me. You don't need more than what you get in a all-wheel drive Tesla. That you're just never going to be able to use that, and even if you do, you'll only be using it for once in a blue moon. Either way, I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did you guys like the Model Y? Do you like the design? Do you wish they would have done something different with it? I think there were a lot of things that Tesla kind of missed out on. You know, giving it a little bit of a character would have been nice. I find it to be a little bit bland, but then again, I said that about the Model 3. At the same time, the Model 3 is a beautiful car though. It's definitely a beautiful car. It's just, I kind of expected a little bit more from Tesla with the Model Y, just to kind of separate that Model 3 look. I feel like they really went too much with the Model 3 look. Let me know again in the comments below what you think. I think ultimately, like I said, it is a personal choice. Any vehicle is, and what you desire and what your needs are is what you should base your vehicle on. at least your next vehicle. Please let me know in the comments below your thoughts. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to read it, and I will respond to them. So with all that said, I'm gonna say thank you so much for the support on this channel. It has been absolutely amazing. And like I said, after this video, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna record another video for you guys, because I do have a few things I want to talk about, and I get a chance to go out there today and just drive and make videos for you guys. With that said, once again, thank you very much for your support. If you guys want to see more videos from me, please click that subscribe button. Don't forget that darn notification bell, because apparently without that bell, you don't even know I uploaded. Give this video a thumbs up, because apparently it does something. I don't know what it's supposed to do. I don't know. I guess it tells the algorithm, hey, people like your video. So don't forget to do that. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time, goodbye.